हे फ्रेंड्स, वेलकम टू चॉपी टेल्स। मेरी बेस्ट फ्रेंड शीतल दीक्षित की शादी वॉज फिक्स्ड, अरेंज मैरिज, आगरा के पास, मैनपुरी में एंगेजमेंट एंड शादी भी उधर। शीतल एके गुनगुन was born and brought up in Mumbai with modern upbringing. लेकिन since her parents hailed from Mainpuri, they wanted a son-in-law उधर से ही। The होनहार लड़का's name is Alankar, aka Alu, was from Etawah, which was close to Mainpuri. Alu worked in Agra, गवर्नमेंट जॉब करता है, अच्छे खानदान से है, और क्या चाहिए? I must have asked Gungun 1,000 times, is this what you want? Are you sure? She was like, हाँ. One day, while chit-chatting with Alu, he mentioned to me how dangerous Mainpuri is. वहाँ तो सबके पास बंदूकें होती है, डिशके आओ, तो रोज दिन में 2-4 बार होता ही है। बाप रे, उमकारा टाइप्स? I asked innocently. For which he said, आ जाओ, फिर देखियो। Gungun's parents went to Mainpuri for all taiyari, then came back to Mumbai to take Gungun along. It was my best friend's shadi, so obviously I went with her. We took a train to Agra. As we got off, Gungun's mom said, "Okay, शिल्पा, जाओ ये जीन्स चेंज करो। गुनगुन साड़ी पहनो और तुम शिल्पा जरा ढंग का सूट और उसके साथ दुपट्टा पहन के चलना।" We both looked at each other, Gungun and I. मैंने बोला, गुनगुन, इंडिपेंडेंस ओवर, नो मोर वेस्टर्न आउटफिट्स फॉर यू, हो गया तेरा कल्याण। फिर क्या? We changed. We walked towards our already booked taxi stand to know that there was a taxi strike in Agra. Not even private taxis were allowed for the next 2 days. This was so upsetting. Uncle suggested we take a state bus. As we didn't have a choice, we went to the bus stand to be informed that bus would arrive in 10 minutes. There were so many people standing at the bus stand. After some time, we realized the bus is arriving only when people started running towards a khatara-looking bus. When it came closer, there were men and women who were still running and few hanging on the bus windows. As the bus slowed down, we saw a woman enter the bus from a window she was hanging on. Aiko, this is too much. With so much saman, it was impossible for us to get in that bus. So we decided to again try for some private vehicle. We were in luck. We got a vehicle. While entering inside Mainpuri, I saw a sight I had seen only in movies. A man riding a scooter, and perhaps it was his wife in Ghungat sitting behind him holding a rifle in her hand. यार, ये तो एकदम वासेपुर टाइप्स था। I started looking for more such sights, लेकिन और तो कुछ दिखा नहीं। We reached our destination. As we got off, a few hair-oiled sweater and jacket-wearing boys came running towards us to touch Gungun's parents' feet. Uncle introduced me to them and introduced them to me, showing fingers at each on saying Sonu, Monu, Munna, Chotu, Pappu, बंटी और ये लड्डू, ये सारे गुनगुन के भाई है। तब तक some घूंघट वाली आंटीज came, one of them holding आरती की थाली for our आरती। उसके बाद आंटी, गुनगुन and I were shown a room on the first floor while uncle was shown some other room. This was a huge 2-story round haveli with an open angan in between which had a beautiful Tulsi Vrindavan. The haveli was decorated with flowers and lights. I was standing outside the room to see the view when I was pulled behind by auntie. दुपट्टा ठीक से लो बेटा और बाहर ऐसे खड़े नहीं रहते। I thought to myself, ठीक है यार, थोड़े दिन की बात है। I came inside the room when Gungun's mom was yelling at Gungun to wear a Banarasi sari as some of Alu's relatives were coming to meet them for some discussions. Gungun, murmuring something irritated, changed into a Banarasi sari with jewelry. Her mom then ordered her to tie her hair in a bun as she would have to cover her hair with her pallu. Gungun was cribbing now that this is unfair, What the hell? Am I here for some exhibition? Etc. etc. But finally did what she was told. I was amused and watching all this. Now, we were taken into an empty room on the ground floor, which had a small window overlooking the Angan. In this room was a large bed with a big mat laid down on floor. As we were about to sit on the bed, her mother yelled, "Wahan nahi, niche, chalo niche baitho." Chupchap we sat down, me next to her like a protector from some evil women who were coming one by one, unveiling her pallu from Gungun's face, holding a chin, watching every portion of her face, putting back the pallu on her face, giggling and walking away. This was getting too much. Almost more than an hour, this nonsense activity was going on. The protector also had a life and a bladder. Finally, I got up and excused myself to go to the washroom. I stretched myself in the loo, yelled out my frustrations, and was coming back to the room when I saw something and laughed so loudly that the whole house came to see what happened. Yeah, what happened? बताऊं? अभी भी हंसी आती है ये सोच के. I saw an old chashmish woman with crooked teeth holding a stick for her balance, wearing a white sari and a brown shawl on her shoulders, one hand on her kamar, staring at Gungun from outside the window. And any guesses what Gungun was doing? She had her pallu off her head, had opened her hair, and was busy making weird faces, teasing the old woman and asking her to leave. By now, few of Gungun's relatives, including uncle, had come to the scene. Uncle said, "Dadi, ab jao yahan se." And this old woman was not ready to budge. Finally, Gungun got up, ran up the room. Later, we learned that this was some old neighbor and thankfully not Alu's relative. Varna to shaadi cancel hi thi. Today was the Mehndi and Haldi function. Everything was beautifully arranged. Next day, post-evening, there was a Sangeet function and Gungun once again had to wear another Banarasi sari and me again a chudidar. We were made to sit in a circle. This looked like some awesome Gana Bajana happening. It sounded like fun, but the question was, where were all the men in the house? Well, they had gone to Gungun's Sasural at Itawa to get the Baratis and the groom for Shadi. And apparently, before the men left, the women were in charge of the house and were given rifles to protect themselves from the Thakurs in case they charged in. By the way, for your information, there's a huge rivalry between the Brahmins and the Thakurs in Mainpuri. Then, the Gana Bajana started. One woman was playing the dholak and others singing Banna Banni songs. Surprisingly, Gungun's mom was nowhere to be seen for a long time. And then, suddenly we see her wearing uncle's clothes and a hat entering the room and started dancing with Gungun's Bua, who had become his wife. Then started the real embarrassing stuff. Gali Galoch, double meaning songs. Gungun and I wanted to drown ourselves in chullu var pani. All these elderly women were teasing Gungun with vulgar, lewd actions of her suhagra, while we were covering our faces and fingers with gaps in between to see what was happening. Baba, finally all this was over and we went back to our rooms and gossiped under our sheets. While we slept, the women were guarding the house from the Thakurs. It was a Shadi day today. The Angan as well as the whole house was saja hua with lightings and fragrant flowers. There was hustling of people in the Haveli, music on the loudspeaker, khushbu of various pakwans coming from the kitchen. My friend was in a sari and any woman passing would pull up Gungun's pallu, which used to slip down all the time. The awaz of the Baratis approaching closer could be heard in the house. When I say awaz, it was not just awaz of the loud music, it was the awaz of people shouting and rifle shooting in the sky. I watched the Baratis from the terrace and saw Alu on the ghodi wearing dulhe wala costume like in the movies. More hustling and hadbad in the house. my friend Gungun was looking ravishing in a red sari with beautifully engraved gold jewelry in her neck, ears and hands. A lovely nose ring suited her so well. She looked so nervous that along with her, I too got nervous at the thought of losing her forever. I went and hugged her tightly, and she told me in my ears that she's getting cold feet. There's no escape now, my dear, I teased her. हो गई तू आलू की गोभी. अब से तुम दोनों आलू गोभी. The shadi was in the angan. The dulha had entered, and when we were told to get Gungun downstairs, we walked our Nayi Naveli Dulhan downstairs. The shadi fairas were over now, and then more real fireworks started in the house. No, not because of Thakurs, but because of celebrations. Secretly, I too wanted to try my hand and celebrate with a rifle shot. So I went to uncle and whispered my desire to him. He nodded his head in a no, then perhaps felt bad looking at my sad face and asked Laddu to hand me over his rifle to fire once. Laddu proudly showed me how to fire it. This damn rifle was so heavy, I wondered how the dacoits fired while sitting on running horses. I felt like a dacoit today, holding my once-in-a-lifetime firing opportunity in my hand. I looked up in the sky and told in my mind, "Birds, get away from the sky, I'm shooting." I wanted to show off, lekin people around me were so engrossed in their own stuff, meeting each other, talking to each other, no one even bothered to look at me, other than Laddu. I remembered the dialogue from a Western movie, the good, the bad and the ugly. If you want to shoot, just shoot, don't talk. Yes, I told that to myself, and dhishkya, as I shot, I screamed so loudly that for a few seconds there was pin-drop silence in the courtyard. Bas, khatam. My friend ki shadi ki story, khatam. I came back to Mumbai, and after so many years too, I'm remembered by the Brahmins in Mainpuri as Bahu ki show-off friend. Yes, though the story of mine was like a movie, it was absolutely true. My Aloo Gobi are happily married with 2 pretty daughters. By the way, I have to share a secret with you. Since my childhood, it has been my innermost desire to shoot a gun with Clint Eastwood kind of a cowboy. Nevertheless, at least my wish was granted of shooting, but not with Clint Eastwood kind of a cowboy, lekin in Mainpuri with Laddu kind of a oil-haired boy. So friends, don't forget, if you're in Rome, if you're in UP का छोटा सा गाँव, behave like a गाँववाली and shoot the gun for some fun. Hasta la vista. फिर मिलेंगे हम लोग in my next video of Choppy Tales.